Hey viewer, hope you are doing fine. I hope you are understanding what I am explaining because I have broken down Oracle instance into very small components and explaining it individually. And later session we will combine all together and understand the entire picture of Oracle instance. Because once you understand Oracle instance, then it's easy for you to manage, upgrade, migrate, backup recovery, performance tuning, all those things would be like a cake. So, in the previous session, we studied about redo logs, what are the roles of redo logs, what are the options of redo logs, what are logical and what are physical structures in redo logs, whether it can be multiplexing, and all those features we looked into. There was one thing that came into was SCN, system change number. That was just an introduction, or you can say just a highlight of SCN in the redo log because that technology is linked with backup and recovery. So in this session today, we are checking what is SCN, what are the roles, and we will take a bit understanding about SCN so that in backup and recovery we understand the mechanism of backup and recovery very well. Let's have a look into this. So transaction in Oracle database and the role of SCN we will check. So SCN is a database internal clock which keeps record of every single persistent committed change made to the database. So the important point over here is that SCN number is basically an internal clock of the Oracle. So a DBA doesn't need to manage it. The number generated is automatically. Now how it is generated, we will check that. But the important point over here, another is it stores persistent and committed change in the database. Okay. Oracle recovery works only on SCN. So the entire recovery, backups, all those technology, the backbone you can see is the SCN number. SCN is must for recovery, yes. SCN is recorded in redo log, data file and control file. So over here, the SCN information is stored in redo log files, which previously we saw. Then we have control file, which we will be seeing in our next session, and we have data files. In all those three files, SCN number has been recorded. Okay, we'll try to understand with an example what is the SCN number and how it recovers. Consider there is an update statement ran on the database. Then an insert statement is fired. Then a commit has been fired. That means now this data is committed data and persistent data. This. Now there should be a recording on this. So consider a SCN number 50. We have taken 50 just to make it easy and understand. Consider a SCN number 50 is generated over here. Then another insert happened and then commit happened. So now this SCN number from 50 to move on to 60 after commit. Then your update happens and so on. Let's say if a commit happened over here, then the number would be 70. Following? Okay. First SCN, which is 50, will be recovered. It goes serially. That means first the SCN number 50 would be recovered, then 60 would be recovered, then 70 would be recovered. So it goes in a serial manner. Okay. Now in our coming session, we will learn more about control file. What is it? What are the roles of control file? What kind of information it stores? And all those things. We will also check Oracle Home. In our previous session, we already checked Oracle Home. But this time, we will check holistically. Why? Because in the next session, we will look into what is Oracle instance. So you have a complete picture of Oracle Home. Now you have Oracle instance, which is your memory area and background processes. Then you also have logical and physical structures like your table space. You have data files, control file, relog file, temp files, all are physical disk files. So now if we complete this entire circle or the entire concept, that builds our Oracle architecture. Okay, so meet you in the next session. Okay, so now we will look into what is control file, and I would highly recommend you to make a point or the notes of what is there in the control file, because that would really help you in understanding the architecture and the concepts of Oracle. Okay, so control file, it's a small binary file that stores the database. Name and location of all data file, name and location of all redo log files, log sequence information, SCN information, archiving information, RMAN backup information, if RMAN is configured, because RMAN is optional. So if RMAN is configured, RMAN backup information would also be stored in control file. Minimum there must be one control file. Also multiplexing is done. That means minimum one control file is mandatory for you to bring your database up. But you can have multiplexing. That means you can have more copies of control file. The data would be written over here and it would be copied over here and here. So multiplexing is possible because control files play very important role in database. So you don't want to lose it. Oracle database uses control file to check how many log files, SCN, data files, their location, your SCN number information, all those detail. Okay, we will just have a very high level view of Oracle Home. When we say Oracle Home, we are considering this structure, not a detailed one, but just a high level, so that it helps us to understand Oracle instance better. When you say Oracle Home, you may have data files, which is Oracle data files, which stores the data. Then you have control file, then you have redo log files, and then you have archive log. Those are the important files. That means there are some other files which are also important, but in this position, in this point of time, this much is sufficient. The other file, which are your parameter file, your password files, that we will look into later coming sessions. Alright, meet you in next lesson where we will dive into what is Oracle instance. Holistically, we will combine all the components that we have previously learned. Okay, till then take care.